Great Futures Preschool. Welcome back. I hope you guys are having an amazing afternoon. In this video, I was going to show you how to make your own picture book at home. And then we were also going to talk a little bit about floating and why ships float, why do boats float, and how. It's really crazy concept. So first, let's start out by making our own picture book. What I did was grabbed 4 pieces of paper, colorful pieces of paper. You guys can grab however many you would like, and you can cut it whatever size you would like. So if you were going to take a big piece of paper, you could take 5 of them, or 4, however many you want, and fold it in half, like this, like so. Okay. Or if you have a smaller piece of paper like so, you can fold it in half this way. If you fold it in half this way, the book pages will be a little small. You can if you want, but they might be a little small and hard to draw pictures on. So, I'm going to put my pieces of paper together. I'm going to fold them in half. Some of them are a little bigger than the others. The yellow is a little bigger, so if I wanted to, I could cut off this part, this trim. Let's do that. Cut off the little extra right here. Ta-da! To make a rectangle. Yours might make a square, yours might make a rectangle, but the point is to have the bind on one side where it keeps the pages together like we talked about in our other video, and to have the other page with the open pages. So right here, what I'm going to do is grab a stapler. You can ask your mom or dad if they have a stapler. And I'm going to choose how many staples I want to put. Let's put 2. 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom, just to make sure that it stays together. Like so. Do you guys remember what the front page is? It's the cover page, the title page, right? So now if you open my book, whoa! I have tons of little pages in there to write, to draw on, because it's going to be a picture book. So first what I need to do is think, what do I want my picture book to be about? Maybe I will write my book about finding a rainbow. Okay? Finding a rainbow. So, on my first page, what should I draw? Maybe I'll draw a rainbow. And maybe I'll draw a smiley face under it, because I think I would be feeling pretty happy if I found a rainbow, right? And the thing with picture books is you want your picture the picture on the page to represent what that page would say if there were words, right? So I have my rainbow, finding a rainbow. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a rainbow, and I'm going to make a magnifying glass to symbolize, to show that I'm searching for something. Searching for something, right? Okay, got my magnifying glass. So this page to me represents finding a rainbow, and that's my title page. Okay, what am I going to have on the first page? Maybe I'm going to draw some friends playing, because you have to give a little background, right, about what's going on. You can't just draw one picture and assume the person who's looking at your book to understand what it says. So maybe I'm going to draw my 2 friends, 2 people, and these are the people that are looking for a rainbow. Okay, so there's one page. So finding a rainbow. My first page would say, oh, 2 friends one day went on a rainbow hunt. Okay, and then my next page would say, what could we do next? Let's make them cross a bridge to get to the rainbow. So I'm going to draw a bridge. Alright, I'm drawing a bridge. Maybe I put my 2 people crossing the bridge on top. Okay, so my 2 friends are crossing the bridge to go find a rainbow. Oh, next up I'm going to make them have to cross a river without a bridge. Uh-oh, they came across a river. Uh-oh, what'd they do? How'd they get across? So I drew my river. Next, they came across a river. Oh, and here I'm going to draw rocks. They used the rocks to jump across the big, huge rocks. They jumped across the rocks. Right? So my next page is going to have a page of rocks. They jumped on the rocks. And did they make it across? Yeah, they made it across. I'm going to put a huge smiley face on it. Maybe some crazy hair. Right? Because they're so happy. Yes, I made it across. Maybe I'll make some water droplets coming across, or coming off of them because they are wet. Yes, we made it across the river, but we're wet. And what happened when they get to the other side of the river? Look, we're almost at the end, right? They spy a chest. They spy not a chest, a pot of gold. So I'm going to draw a pot of gold for my pictures, and there's no words, remember? Okay, spot a pot of gold. And then for the last page, what happens at the end? They find the rainbow! Yay! So I'm going to draw my rainbow at the end to represent that they found it, but this time I'm not going to forget the pot of gold at the end, because that's how they spied it. It was that big old pot of gold, right? Okay, I'm going to put some gold in there. Okay. And then the end. So, let's read my book. There's no words, remember? Just the pictures. Looking for a Rainbow by Miss Morgan. One day, two friends were very curious about finding a rainbow, so they went on an adventure. Remember, there's no words. I'm just looking at the pictures to read it. They came across a bridge, and the two friends had to cross over the bridge to get across to find the rainbow. But then there was a stream, a river. What were they going to do? They used the rocks to get across the river. Oh, and once they got to the other side, they were so happy and soaking wet. And when they were on the other side, they spied a big old pot of gold. And when they noticed above the pot of gold was the rainbow that they were looking for. The end. Ah, great job, guys. So that's a way you can make a picture book at your home. And if you want, you can ask your parents to add some words to it if they'd like. Or if you would like them, or maybe just leave it as a picture book. Okay, so I'm bringing you over here to the counter back here. Whoop, with some water. Huh. I wonder what we're going to do with the water. Remember how we were talking about floating and sinking? Well, I wanted to do a little experiment with you guys to see and talk about how boats float and why they float. It's so confusing. Boats are so big. How do they not sink? Right? Okay, so let's see. The thing I set up here is pretending that this is water. Well, it is water, but like the ocean or the lake, and this is the boat, okay? And boats actually float because of something called displacement. Let me show you what it is. Displacement pushes water out when something goes in. So let's say you're in the bathtub and it's full all the way to the top, and you sit in, the water is going to push out, it's going to displace, it's going to move out of the bathtub because your body weight is pushing it out. The shape of your body is pushing the water out, and all the water on the floor that you see is actually the same amount of water, of space that your body takes up, right? So boats, depends on the shape of the boat, right? It has to be wide on the bottom. Most boats have really wide bottoms bases to help them float. And also, inside the bottom of boats is a lot of space with nothing in it. Because if it were heavy and it was stored of things, there would be a higher chance that it would sink. But what a lot of boats do, or especially cruise ships, is they leave empty rooms so that it's full of just air, nothing heavy, and it will help the boat float. So here's our little boat. Bloop, it's full of air, nothing in it, right? I'm going to put it in the water, and look what happens. Oh, when I put my boat in there, what happens? the water pushes out. It's displacing, it's displacement. If I push the boat in more, it'll fill up with water. We don't want that to happen, right? But right now, the water's just chilling on the edge. It's just hanging out on the edge right there. So when I put my boat in, water pushes out. It moves the water out of the way, and I'm able to float. It also depends of what things that what it's made of, right? So if something's really dense, like I was saying, it's like a rock, it's going to sink because it's very dense. But if you have something that has air in it, or isn't as dense, like I was showing you guys earlier, it's not going to sink because, listen, it's full of air. Nothing's in there. Let's see if I can push the tennis ball and displace the water. Oh. Yep, see, now the water's rising to the edge. When I push it in there, let's put this in there again and see what happens to the water. Oh. See, whoa, look, now the boat's full of water and it's sinking down to the ground. Okay, but if we keep it on the edge right here and we push it, the water will displace out and it'll leave room for the boat to float. Woo! That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my little science experiment talking about floating, why ships float, and displacement. That is what it's called, displacement, getting rid of water. Oh, where am I? There I am. So, in my next video, we're going to have a really fun science activity experiment that you can do at home. So, tune in, okay, guys? I'll see you in my next video. Bye.